This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is a special broadcast of the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite social platform. It's time to queer up the news. This is the first ever LGBTQ+ news show broadcasting from Alpine Europe. Our nonprofit 501c3 travel club has partnered with Fort Lauderdale's Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church to travel to where the hills are alive with the sound of music in Alpine Europe. Nearly 60 people from LGBTQ+ America have traveled with our news show to Austria, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and Liechtenstein. Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR but designed for the LGBTQ+ community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our Black community: Latino, lesbians, and queer women, trans, queer culture students, youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS, healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community. Queer News Tonight is literally out of the closet and into the headlines. This evening, we bring you the news of and a perspective representing the LGBTQ+ community. Our community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Monday, September 23rd, 2024.
Welcome to this very special broadcast of Queer News Tonight, and we're not on Wilton Drive tonight.
We are not.
We are not. This is Munich's Oktoberfest, and we welcome you to Queer News Tonight for Monday, September 23rd, 2024. As I said, we're coming to you live at Gay Oktoberfest in Munich, Germany. We're at the Oktoberfest grounds. We're going to show you lots of pictures about it. I'm your anchor, Al Ferguson, and of course our anchor, FayWhat. And we're excited to be here. Now, Faye, before we even get into this, we're standing among 7,000 gay, lesbian, trans, queer.
Everything. LGBTQ+ is represented here, and it's only like 9:20 in the morning. Yes, you heard me right. And the beer is a-flowing, baby. Oh my goodness.
The doors opened at 9 o'clock, and the giant beers began instantaneously.
Oh my God.
And bratwurst and pretzels.
Bratwurst and pretzels. And I mean, these servers are like so talented. They can carry like 13, 14 beers at a time going to each of these tables. It's incredible.
Yes. First off, before we get into any of our stories tonight, we've got to talk about Faye. Look at this outfit.
Come on.
It is awesome.
So this is called a dirndl, right?
A dirndl.
Yes, and it is the traditional attire of our German women for Oktoberfest, right? And we know that the lederhosen is traditionally for the men. You saw that I dressed Teresa in it.
Yes, and we'll show you production. Make sure you drop in that picture. Teresa is in lederhosen and looks fabulous. And Faye and Teresa together, absolutely a home run. So let's begin tonight's news for Monday, September 23rd. First off, let's queer up. Of course, travel. Queer News Tonight comes to Munich's Gay Oktoberfest, Rosa, Wiesn.
Rosa Wiesn.
All right, we're in the Brauer Soul tent. We're here at the Oktoberfest grounds. I explained to people this is kind of like the Iowa State Fair for beer.
On steroids.
On steroids, yeah. Exactly. This tent, as you see in some of the pictures around us, is right in front of Brauer Soul. They have two 60-foot high maypoles, and the maypoles are the thing that you do the dance around.
Oh, okay, got it.
You and Teresa are going to do that later.
Sure.
Yeah.
After Teresa drinks like 3 of those beers that are like 15,000 ounces, I think she'll dance anything.
This is a 70-year tradition of this hall of Brauer Soul being at Oktoberfest. As I said at the top of the show, there are 7,000 people inside, and shortly as the day goes on, there'll be another 1,200 outside. So 9,200 people just in Brauer Soul alone. This is called Gay Days, and this is the official tent of Gay Day. But all of the pavilions and tents at Gay Oktoberfest celebrate today for Oktoberfest for the gay community.
I love that.
For our people back home, it's like the bears of South Florida and the eagle. This is highly driven by bears and leathermen.
Yes. Yeah, you can smell the leather.
You could smell
And
it.
the poppers.
And the boppers. Wait, that's later.
That's later. Yeah.
Right. This is actually organized by MLC, which is the Munich Lowen Club. And it principally is a bear and leather club that organizes. They have all of these seats up above us. And this will go on for the next, are you ready for this?
How long?
It will go on for the next 18 hours.
Wow.
This party is 18 hours long. Quite amazing.
How do you pace yourself? 18 hours. How do you pace yourself when the size of the beer is that big, Al?
I think there's a lot of alcohol inebriation is what happens. This is Germany's largest gay event. In the entire country, 365 days, the largest event of its kind. And it's the largest single event party, gay party, in all of Europe. Larger than Sitges and larger than Mykonos.
That's incredible.
It is really incredible.
What else?
I have to say, Oktoberfest got started by the gays. Back in 1810, Mad King Ludwig invited everybody to celebrate his wedding in Munich, and he started this festival in October, on October 12, 1810. And as you know, he was secretly gay.
Not that secretly, but yeah, he was.
And built Neuschwanstein Castle, Cinderella's castle inspiration of Walt Disney. And he actually started this festival event in 1810. So it's been gay right from the beginning. And as you see some of the pictures we show you today, Ludwig would be really happy.
And you would be handpicking some of these really adorable boys in lederhosen.
Now, I know it was a quick swoop. You'll have, and I'll have much more time after the news show today. But what were your first impressions as you were coming down Oktoberfest Main Street? Literally, that's what it's called.
You know the fair that we have in Miami? Be there, the fair, be there. It's all there, right? Okay, that fair, like it was like 100 of those when you walked in, but everything was so super clean. Also, and it was just a little bit of everything from cotton candy to hamburgers to pretzels to all the Bavarian culture stuff was also out there. Again, we just walked through the door and there's still 5 more football fields to cover to our left. So there's a lot to see.
I'm having some difficulty concentrating on you because all of these guys are catching my eyesight here in their lederhosen, and I'm finding it oddly.
And I love how you placed your boyfriend right to your left, so it looks like you're looking at him, right? But you're looking at everybody behind him.
Thank you, exactly. Oktoberfest, Gay Oktoberfest, actually has 17 large tents that have more than 5,000 seats and 21 small tents. This, for the next 2 weeks, we're on the first week now at Oktoberfest. More than 8 million people are going to visit this festival.
Incredible. And it came back booming after COVID, you were saying, right?
Absolutely. Boomed after COVID. Last year, they consumed 7.7 million liters in 10 days.
Crap.
That's a lot of beer.
Right, that is a lot of beer. And it's funny because I had read somewhere that the top souvenir or the top thing stolen here are the beer mugs. But you've got to see the size of these things. Where would you hide this thing? Look at that. And this is the small. That's the small
I
one.
understand. I'm going to steal one of these. Well.
Do not.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
We won't get invited back.
Yeah, we won't be invited back. Exactly.
I'll put it in my shirt.
An interesting fact about Oktoberfest here in Munich, no beer can be sold that is not made here in Munich. So 100% of all the beer is produced right here.
Okay, so no Bud Light, no Yingling, no Miller Lite, none of that.
Definitely no Budweiser.
Okay.
Definitely none of that.
Okay.
Brabazon, this tent that we're in, as you see this picture, is actually not the largest. The largest tent we walked by, it's called Hofbrau, different than the Hofbrau House downtown. The Hofbrau tent has more than 10,000 seats.
Wow, is it 2 floors also?
It is 43 feet tall, and interesting, the Hofbrau tent, this is called a tent, but it's also a permanent structure. The Hofbrau tent is actually built for this festival. It takes 3 months to build it and 2 months to tear it down. And by December, by Christmas, it's gone.
It's gone. Wow.
And 10,000 people sit in the middle of it. They're quite amazing. And at the hot row tent, you can see it. We'll see it later. They have this massive 10-foot crown that weighs 2,500 pounds. And the first time I saw it years ago, it made me realize that German size does matter. It does. Size matters.
They're big.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to one of the servers, right, on the line for the bathroom, which, by the way, since it's like a bunch of men and like, I don't know, 25 women, the bathroom line for the women's bathroom is super short, right? So anyway, I was talking to one of the servers, and she works for these 15, 16 days. How many days is it?
16 days.
Okay, she's a student, and she works in Oktoberfest for 16 days to cover her year.
I was going to say.
To cover her year in school. Like,
she pays for a whole year. Well, you can tell. Yeah, amazing. Let's talk about food a moment.
Yes.
Of course, we talk about beer. Everybody knows about Oktoberfest with beer. But at the Hofbrau tent, for example, last year during Oktoberfest at the Hofbrau tent, they consumed, now this is entire, we're going to talk chickens.
Okay.
Entire chicken. 35,000 chickens.
Holy
just
crap.
in that one tent.
Oh my
That's
God.
a lot of my joke was going to be Kentucky Fried Chicken, but your joke is better. 35,000 chickens, 4,200 pigs, 6,200 pork sausages a day. So it's a lot of fun.
I'm glad that people are eating, though. They have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, that's a lot of booze coming in, all right? A little bit of pretzel will absorb that. Some of the sausage will absorb that, too.
Yeah.
Some of the sausage, you get it?
Let's talk. I got that joke. Let's talk a little bit about what Oktoberfest is all about besides the hall. This is an actual large festival fairgrounds, and there's rides, there's a roller coaster, there's Ferris wheels, but there is also Wiesn Oktoberfest, which is the Museum of Oktoberfest, and here you can learn about its history. You can ride rides that were produced in the 1920s, and you can still ride them.
Is that safe?
Well, I would assume it is. I would assume it is. But it's an interesting preservation of history.
Yeah.
Let's talk about famous people.
Okay.
I know you follow entertainment news closely. Who do you think is one of the most famous people ever to work at Oktoberfest? You talked about the college student.
Yeah.
The most famous.
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders did not work Oktoberfest. But in 1898, Albert Einstein did.
What?
Albert Einstein worked at the Oktoberfest, working on the lighting structure in 1898 for Oktoberfest. And
Oh my God, how
interesting.
cool.
Another famous name that's associated with Oktoberfest is Paris Hilton.
Oh, I know the story. I remember the story. Yes. Oh my God, what a mess.
What a mess. Paris Hilton came here, and she had the nerve. She was wearing this, but she wore what the Germans thought was far too sexy. In fact, one of the board members of Oktoberfest said she was, what is this called again?
A dirndl.
Dirndl, that her dirndl was too slutty.
Oh my God. Okay, but that's one of the first things. And doing my research when buying the dirndl, it's very conservative. All right. Like I initially had this like this.
Yeah.
I had the boobs out and everything. And once I
Pushed
started
up.
reading, you need to. If things are covered, this has to be minimum to the knee. Right.
Oh,
so
okay.
Paris Hilton had it all the way up here.
That's right.
And just all poofy
That's
and slutty and that's not the right way. That was a very disrespectful thing to do
It
to
was.
the German culture.
It absolutely was. And in addition to that, I don't know what she was thinking, but she came here hired by a wine company that was selling some kind of box wine, and she promoted box wine at Oktoberfest.
Oh, wow.
And, the first day she did it, Oktoberfest said, "Boop, you're banned and you can never come back ever again." Paris Hilton at Oktoberfest. Isn't that funny?
But now we talk about her every Oktoberfest, right?
We do.
Nobody else does.
Exactly.
So,
Paris who? Right. One other interesting fact about Oktoberfest that we want to share with you that I think is interesting is when you get this many gay people together, you're going to lose things.
Oh, yes, for sure.
In the
Yes,
next-
like your virginity.
Yeah, that too. That too. It's just not tracked as carefully as the statistics I'm going to give you now. The most active lost and found in Europe will take place over the next 2 weeks. More things are going to be lost here at Oktoberfest. Let me give you a couple of examples. First off, last year, 1,300 passports
That's
were lost.
important stuff.
Australia is the #1 passport that is lost. And in fact, the Australian consulate decided last year, because so many Australians were coming here, drinking so much beer,
And losing their
so many
passports.
passports, they set up a consulate at the Oktoberfest to replace your passport.
Wow, that is bad. And I would have thought for sure it would have been the Americans, right? No?
We're probably a close
Oh,
second.
for sure.
Yeah,
The Kiwis beat us.
Exactly. 1,300 passports. 640 wallets went to lost and found
That
last
were
year.
turned in. Can you imagine how many
were
more?
pickpocketed?
Of course.
$40,000 in cash, euro to dollar conversion, 40,000 in cash, 580 clothing items, 520 ID cards, 400 smartphones, 310 pair of glasses, and my favorite of all, 60 pieces of jewelry got turned into lost and found last year. The most valuable was a diamond necklace valued at $40,000.
Wow.
So,
they
Faye,
literally have people working a desk or a spot that is lost and found and is manned all day for the whole entire time of Oktoberfest.
That's
how
exactly
many
right.
things are lost.
That's right. Exactly.
Wow.
So,
So if I lose my Cuban here, will she be brought to the lost and
you
found?
brought to lost and found. Exactly.
It's okay, I got a tracker on her. Don't worry.
I am a tracker.
I do.
So this is a fun event. We encourage all of you to come. I know every LGBT viewer that we have has heard of Munich Oktoberfest. It's fun. Before we explore later, you don't drink at all, so you're at
don't, funny
Oktoberfest
enough,
with
right?
no beer.
But that's okay. There's so much other
There's
stuff
so much to do. Yep. What are you today, as we explore the festival this evening, as we explore any particular things you're interested
I
in?
want to see some of the authentic music. I want to see the authentic dancing. I want to see the gay boys dancing together. Because even in the straight tents, they do a lot of gay stuff. Okay, there's like this butt slapping dance that they do that couldn't be more gay. All right, look it up. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking forward to seeing the people from all different countries all here just enjoying themselves. Trying the different food, do some family-friendly stuff, because it's not just a gay day. There's people with kids out here also having a great time.
Yeah.
So there's just so much to do here. I want to go on the Ferris wheel. I want to go, maybe not the 1920 rides, but I'll go on something.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do.
I'm curious, Faye, as we wrap up talking about Oktoberfest, your Latina, South Florida, North Miami, your cultural heritage, you've been kind of like a fish out of water. Mine is white, cis, white. Did I mention white?
White. Yeah.
Area.
The hair gives it away. I almost got a blonde wig, just to see if I could blend, but it didn't work. And I knew my drag queen sisters back home would be like, "Girl, get rid of that wig." So I didn't do it.
That was my question. Have you felt comfortable? To all of the Latino viewers and friends that we have all over the country, but in South Florida specifically, have you felt comfortable here in Alpine Europe?
Let me say, when you think about Germany and you think about the German culture, you think rough, right? And the language sounds kind of rough, and it's not a language that I know. I tried to do some Duolingo for the last couple of months, right? It didn't go through smoothly.
German's so hard.
German is difficult, and I can't tell if they're mad at you or screaming at you or asking you for sex, right? I'm not
said,
sure.
I love you, dear.
And they're telling you, and then that's the thing, you can't judge a book by its cover, right? And these people have been so helpful. Mostly everyone has spoken English, right? Or has taught me a German word, right?
Yeah.
So I think
some of the words you can't repeat.
And no, most of the words I can't repeat. But I'm saying all that fear was just fear-based, and it was all in my mind. When I got here, it was completely abolished by just how friendly everybody's been.
Yeah.
So folks back home, I was worried about the language, right? I'm always that person that goes to places where I know the language, right? And here I was I don't know German, right? It's not a place that you absolutely need to know the language. And it's also not a place for you to be fearful being LGBTQ+.
That's for sure.
I have walked everywhere with my wife
hand in hand. I've watched you
with no problem, and there has not even been a snicker or a look at any merchant or anything like that. It's a beautiful thing, and it really was unexpected. And I feel a little shameful that I was expecting it to be harder and rougher.
That's a great observation.
And it really wasn't.
And by the way, that shaming kind of thing you were concerned about, right now in this tent, you definitely don't have to think about that, right? 7,000 gay people, all LGBT people all around us. Well, we encourage you, maybe put Munich and Oktoberfest on your LGBT travel plans. All right. Well, let's move on by clearing up politics. Pete Buttigieg is playing weird J.D. Vance in debate practice for Tim Walz. Well, Pete Buttigieg yesterday kind of put everybody on their ear because they're doing debate practice. October 1st is going to be the vice presidential debate, and Pete Buttigieg, gay Pete Buttigieg,
Yes.
Fox News starring Pete Buttigieg,
Seriously.
is playing crazy, weird J.D. Vance in practice debates with the governor from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Sources close to the event said Buttigieg intentionally played all of the weirdest aspects of Senator J.D. Vance and all of his extremist weird positions, and intentionally exaggerated all of them to get the Minnesota governor prepared for the debate. The debate is going to be October 1st. We know all of you are going to tune in for it. More practices are planned between now and October 1st with Pete Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation, playing Senator J.D. Vance.
I love it.
On the news, what did you think?
No, but that's okay. That's smart though. You've got to be really intentional, right? And just having these practice runs are really important, right? And who better to play J.D. Vance than Pete Buttigieg? I can just imagine his.
It's like a Saturday Night Live skit.
It really is. Like just extremely screaming about cats and catless and childless women, and maybe grabbing a prop of a couch or something. Who knows? It could be so many different things. But it's needed because JD is off his rocker sometimes, and you don't know what to expect from that man.
Yeah. How do you think the debate is going? Well, first, before I ask you that question, I'm going to ask you again. It's been kind of nice being away from it here and not paying attention to every minutia detail.
Yes.
It makes me wonder, are we overdosing on the potential poisons of J.D. Vance?
We are. Of course we are.
So, how do you think the debate is going to go? How do you think...
I think it's going to go fantastic. I think that Walz is going to freaking clean the floor, okay, with J.D. Vance. I was watching last night, because again, like you said, we're a little disconnected because we're over here on the other side of the world. I was watching the Oprah special with Kamala Harris,
Right.
which was incredible. I know folks at home probably already saw it. And the invigoration, the energy behind Kamala and Mr. Walz are just incredible. And they're prepared. They're going to make this happen, Al. So the debate coming up October 1st.
You have lots of confidence in.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Do you think the rest of the LGBTQ community is feeling that optimism and confidence, or do you think we're there yet?
I don't think we're there yet. We talked about a poll just the other day about how 26% of LGBTQ plus were still on the fence when it came to Kamala Harris. So, they're a joint. They're together. They're a couple. So it's, you've got to want both of them to be leading our nation, right? So, it's going to be an important debate to see how Walz does. If he can live up to all the hype when it's just you and your opponent, right, and a moderator.
Yeah. I'm right there with you in optimism. I think Governor Walz will do very well. One of the things I'm very excited about on this story is everything that Pete Buttigieg is doing now seems so incredibly intentional to me. As he introduced himself at the Democratic National Convention, you may remember me from Fox News.
Yeah.
Just genius, and it warms him up as the gay political character of the eventuality that he's going to be president of the United States.
Exactly, which was also why I was kind of happy that he wasn't put as Kamala's running mate. It wasn't the right time, Al. It's not the right time.
Or America's not ready.
America's not ready, but also strategically, right? He's laying down the footwork to make that happen in the future.
That's right. I think very well said. All right, well, we're going to watch. Make sure you watch October 1st. Let's continue on, and let's clear up Alpine drag culture. An Austrian drag queen hosts a mountaintop barbecue and drag show. Well, we have just recently in Seefeld, right across the border in Austria, 50 members from Queerness Tonight and the Sunshine Cathedral literally rode up on the back of pickup trucks to 5,000 feet at the Rosa Mountain. Now, you may not recognize that name, but you know that the Rosa has hosted 2 Olympics on the Rosa Mountain. And very famously, I was thinking, if you were blonde today, it is the opening scene of The Sound of Music. That hill at the top of the mountain is the Rosa. Well, we went up to the top of that, riding up on this mountain road, and did a sunset barbecue that was hosted by a drag queen.
Yes, Vanessa Community.
Vanessa Community from Innsbruck.
I'll never forget her name, Al, just because, I mean, come on, in this time, in this era, for us in the United States, right, for her name to be Vanessa Community. And that's what it's all about with hotspots happening out and Sunshine Cathedral. So it was like, oh, this drag queen is so perfect.
You know, it was so interesting to me. We're showing you pictures right now of the barbecue and Vanessa. It was so interesting to me. I know that Faye is an uber champion of the drag community, especially our fierce queens in South Florida. As I'm watching Vanessa Community, who's a leading drag queen in Innsbruck, Austria, and she's doing this drag show at the top of a mountain, outdoors on a deck, seamlessly, I thought, you know, this is absolutely emblematic of what the drag community is like all over the world. Brave, have courage. I'm going to lead the way. Join me.
Completely. And in the songs that she chose, right? She did the song from Funny Girl, right? She did a Lady Gaga song. Like, she did all these songs that we would hear back home, you know, and did it exquisitely on the top of a mountain.
Yeah, it was great. The restaurant was called the Buttigieg.
I called it the Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
But it's not a hooch.
It's not a...
It's a Buttigieg.
Buttigieg. And we had a DJ, and it was a great experience. And we're showing you some of that, those pictures.
Who knew these people knew how to cook barbecue?
Yeah.
Barbecue was delicious.
Yeah, and let's say her name one more time.
Vanessa Community was the drag.
We're gonna share tonight's broadcast of Queer News tonight with the Innsbruck LGBTQ community, and we want to honor the Innsbruck LGBTQ community on hosting this Pride Night that had lots of LGBT people that came from Germany and Austria to join us.
Did you see the hot girl with her dog?
I did.
She was hot.
Yeah.
And the dog was cute too.
Yeah, the dog was pretty cute.
So what was great was, like, when I walked over to take a picture of the dog, right, because I was really trying to take a picture of the girl, and her wife came over.
Yeah, that's how it works. All right. Well, it was fun. We wanted to share that with you.
Thank you.
Now let's queer up religion. As we've told you, we're traveling, Faye and I are traveling throughout Alpine Europe with Sunshine Cathedral. And the Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest queer church. Is great. They have plans for next year with Queer News Tonight, Hotspots Magazine, and Happening Out, as our nonprofit mission is going to, in September of 2025, we're going to visit Peru by train and Machu Picchu. Watch this.
vamos a tener un lugar bien divertido, vamos a estar en la montaña, relajados, bebiendo mucho y comiendo mucha comida, juntas, right?
You know,
Right?
Faye is going to be so much better than me at Peru. It's just not funny. I have the Aryan Trump card here. It all goes to Faye next.
Yes, Peru, here we come.
That is today's Queer News Tonight. We invite you to continue to watch us. We're going to be broadcasting all this week from all over the Alpine region. We have lots more to show you, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So watch us every day on Queer News Tonight. I'm your anchor, Al Ferguson, and our anchor, FayWhat. We'll see you tomorrow.
That is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show. If our community is important to you, share this video on your favorite social media. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. Tune in daily on this historic queer news broadcast from Alpine Europe. We will be broadcasting across Austria, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and Liechtenstein. No queer news show has ever been done like this ever before. And that is exactly what Queer News Tonight is all about. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. to our LGBTQ plus world. We wish you good night.